Hey there everyone, April 1st, 2018. A lot of people are celebrating Easter today. Hope you're having a merry whatever the heck you celebrate. I myself, one of the things I celebrate is truth, so let's get into dissecting what's really going on in the news over the past couple days. Bah. Alright, first order of business. Let's talk about Roseanne, the queen. I bow to the woman. Fun fact, a couple months ago, she retweeted me. It was basically the best day of my life. But you see, what's gone on over the past couple days is that because of the success of her re-debut of Roseanne just blowing up primetime ratings, the media, corporate propaganda media, has taken this as a way to essentially combat not only her, but a lot of the things she's been tweeting, like QAnon. Because believe it or not, Roseanne Barr is one of the very few high-profile people that are tweeting about what actually matters. MKUltra, sex trafficking, QAnon, and she's actually taking it seriously, which is great. And because she's retweeted things and tweeted things that have that hashtag QAnon in there, check this out. What's happened is that places like the Daily Beast, this outlet, look at what they wrote. Roseanne keeps promoting QAnon, the pro-Trump conspiracy theory that makes Pizzagate look tame. And not only that, but we have the Washington Post. They ran this one, the conspiracy theory behind a curious Roseanne Barr tweet explained. So you can really see here, guys, the mainstream media is using this as an all-out attack behind anything Q and anything conspiracy theory as well. I've seen so much stuff in all kinds of media the past couple days. Scientific media, of course mainstream media, and entertainment all across the board trying to debunk and make psychological reasons and just all kinds of bullshit for looking into conspiracies and being a truth seeker. One of the tweets I saw Roseanne post last night was literally stating, "What is QAnon?" with a question, and it had like 4,000 likes and over 1,000 retweets. And unfortunately, she's been deleting a few of her tweets over the past couple days, of course, because of the onslaught that the media is doing against her, but man. And what's really BS is, look at this right here. This is in the Daily Beast one, which the Daily Beast, you know, if you don't remember Ben Swan, when he did his quick 5-minute expose on Pizzagate about a year ago, the Daily Beast was one of the main media outlets that really went to work on him. So the Daily Beast is one of their counter InfoWar media organizations. You see what I'm saying? And look what they said right here. Q claims to be a high-ranking government official with inside knowledge of the White House, where he claims Trump is planning mass arrests of top Democrats for allegedly being involved in a satanic child sex trafficking ring. They're even talking about Seth Rich in this article. It's just really, really bad. It's awful that they would literally put this out. It's criminal, even. And then in the article by the Washington Post here, they just made it a point to attack Liz Crokin. You know, her and her amazing work. Very brave. But look at this. They're even putting her tweets on here and just going all over that conspiracy label. Now we'll talk about McCabe. Check this one out. Zero Hedge saying McCabe lied 4 times to the DOJ and FBI, twice while under oath, when he was testifying with Inspector General Mike Horowitz, and this was announced by Representative Jim Jordan over the weekend on Fox News. And right down here in the very last line, so McCabe leaked information to the Wall Street Journal in order to combat rumors that Clinton had indirectly bribed him to back off the Clinton Foundation investigation, and then lied about it 4 times to the DOJ and FBI, including twice under oath. Well, shit, it's probably no wonder he's asking for money for a legal fund, right? He's probably pretty freaking worried. Look at this, the 500 grand GoFundMe charity campaign for wealthy ex-FBI official Andrew McCabe is obscene. Absolutely, but it makes complete sense. I mean, the dude is probably scared as shit, and he's gonna want to fund himself for all the lawsuits that are about to come his way. And now look at this one. This is a really interesting story that's been going on over the past day about news anchors around the country reciting what the media is calling Sinclair propaganda. And they're saying it's terrifying. So all of these local newscasters around the country, Sinclair, a little bit of background, Sinclair Broadcasting is a media agency. It's one of the largest in the country. They own a lot of local TV networks. And over the past couple weeks, a lot of these local TV networks, you can see them pictured here, they've actually been reciting a talking point, and it's the same talking point that was given to all the outlets, but this talking point is warning about fake news, literally fake news that's in the mainstream, you see? And the New York Mag here, Jimmy Kimmel even was talking about it. He said it was extremely dangerous to our democracy, and The Hill reporting on it here. So a lot of the mainstream media is targeting Sinclair Broadcasting and a lot of these local networks for saying this. And of course, why? I mean, because it's warning us about the mainstream being fake news. And what's amazing to me when looking at this, it's like, okay, they're ripping Sinclair Media and all these people for that same talking point, but this shit has been going on for years. I mean, you could just go through a bunch of different YouTube videos here. I mean, I could play this for a couple seconds. Got the volume on loud, so maybe you can hear it.
The gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you the gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
And you don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
So this, you see, has been going on for a long time, and this has been done with mainstream reporting, local reporting. So this is nothing new that a lot of stations owned by the same broadcasting company will get these same talking points. But the issue with this one and why the eyes are on it now, the mainstream media eyes, is because it's delegitimizing their fake news agendas, of course. So you gotta see gotta have the background here is what I'm offering you so you can get the full perspective of the the psyop in play here. And Jimmy Kimmel, man, he really grinds my gears. Probably yours too. But he is calling it dangerous to our democracy. What, calling out fake news is dangerous to our democracy? The fake news that you spread, Jimmy Kimmel. But you can hear what's going on. So now let's talk about, one more thing on that. Check it out. I found this on Reddit. I don't normally go on Reddit, but sometimes I peruse on there. So somebody actually noticed that YouTube is censoring the Sinclair Broadcasting Group. If you log into Canada or Australia or England, for instance, their video, Sinclair Broadcasting's video, is the top one. But when you log into YouTube in the US, it's not even on trending. You see? So there's quite obviously some suppression going on behind this story and the background of it that I'm offering to you here. Now into some pedogate news. This is a big one coming out of England. Kind of some top elites over there being targeted and taken down, if you will. But look at this. Pippa Middleton's multi-millionaire father-in-law David Matthews hits out as French police charge him for sexual assault on a teenage girl 2 decades ago. So somebody finally came forward that was sexually abused by this guy. And we're gonna do some Spaceballs-esque connection here so you get an idea who this guy is. So Matthews is the father of James Matthews, who is married to Pippa. Pippa Middleton is the sister of Catherine, who is married to Prince William. You see there? So this guy is the father of a guy who's married to a chick who's the sister of the prince in England. So there's a few degrees of separation there, but there is a link here to very elite people that are connected to English royalty, you see? So this is pretty big news, and someone's actually, whether they're getting protection or having the courage or whatever the case is, somebody's actually come forward and targeting this guy, and police are actually acting on that. So that's really good news, and let's hope that, I kind of see this as part of the storm that's global right now. So this stuff better continues the sweep that's occurring, you see? And now I want to talk to you about the gold standard. So I've had this sent to me by quite a few people over the past few days, and I've finally taken a look into it. It's actually a House resolution, HR 5404, that was introduced about a week and a half ago on March 22nd, 2018. And look at the subtext right here. To define the dollar as a fixed weight of gold. And if you actually begin looking into this just 4-page document here, I'm not sure quite the what this is doing in the vote process or what's going to happen. I have to do a little bit more digging into it. But look at this. It's actually stating that the dollar is actually going to be placed on a fixed weight of gold based on that day's closing market price of gold. And it's actually saying the Federal Reserve Bank shall make Federal Reserve notes exchangeable with gold at the statutory gold definition of the dollar. You see that? This might actually be a House resolution that's bringing back a gold standard, or this is something in the initial stages of that. This is kind of crazy to me. My mind's being a little bit blown by looking more into this and seeing that this is progressing. So this is really good news, guys. And now the last couple things I want to share with you in this video here today is having to do with secret space programs and UFO stuff. Yeah, always trying to seed that in there. But look at this on Zero Hedge, and this is a big article. I think they had 120, 130,000 views on this one, so this one got some play. Lockheed Martin patents nuclear fusion powered fighter jets. Nuclear fusion power fighter jets. So Lockheed Martin, it says here, has secretly been developing a game-changing compact nuclear fusion reactor that could potentially fit into a fighter jet. So this is huge in the realm of, you know, black projects / UFO disclosures. Lockheed Martin is kind of quietly bringing out a little bit more advanced technology, stuff that's not dealing with fossil fuels anymore. You see, this is dealing with nuclear fusion. So this is game-changing news. But let's get some background on this, some more perspective. And if you remember Ben Rich, right? Ben Rich was the second director of Skunk Works, Lockheed Martin's advanced division. Their classified, super duper classified division. But Ben Rich, he was the one who stated, we already have the means to travel amongst the stars, but this technology is locked away in black projects. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do. And he said this, he said these things 30 years ago. You know, this was said by him, I think, in 1993. So he was pretty outspoken as to the fact that Lockheed Martin already had some real advanced shit. So I'm not that impressed by them bringing out this nuclear fusion powered fighter jet. It's as if it's like it is a PSYOP disclosure in a way, in that they're acting like these things are the most advanced stuff. It's the next generation, you know, and they don't want to have to admit that they've had, what, anti-gravity, mass cancellating, black triangles for decades now, or things like that. But they're going to slowly roll these things out. So that way it'll appease the truth seekers. As people start looking for more and more stuff, they'll go, oh, Lockheed, I mean, these technologies are already public. And they won't necessarily question or know or understand that, well, there's a lot of stuff that they haven't been telling us for quite a long time now. You see what I'm saying here? So that's why these things like the technology and the secret space programs need to be understood and known, so you don't... just so you have the background and understanding what these aerospace contractors really have and what they're trying to do with making this kind of stuff public now. You see, I would really like them, in a full disclosure scenario, to give the truth about the physics problems that they've already solved in the black projects, and the electric universe understandings, and the idea of space and time being reciprocal and you can move through both of them forward and back. And, you know, a lot of these kind of concepts, that's what I really want to see come forward. When I look at nuclear fusion powered jets, we don't need nuclear fusion, guys. All we need is electricity. That's what I want to see come forward. Then on the topic of UFOs and disclosure as well, this one was peculiar, and it came out today. For, you know, April Fool's Day, it was actually a stunt that was pulled by the Army Corps of Engineers, for you QAnon followers. Red Castle, interesting connection. But look at the headline here. Corps of Engineers pulls a UFO out of DC waters near the Reagan International Airport. And this was a April Fool's Day kind of a media stunt that they did. But look at this. Look at this picture. Man, this is crazy. They actually used like a legit looking flying saucer here, like something Lockheed Martin would make, or that, you know, the Germans made back during World War II. But look at this. Actually, you know what? It looks more like Otis Carr's UFO. Look up Otis Carr. He was a protege of Nikola Tesla. He made an actual UFO that was powered by consciousness interfacing crystals. He called it the OCT-X1, if I'm getting that right. It was something like that, OCTX1. But it actually looks a lot like that he patented. But look at this. Like, why would they pull this stunt, right? And yeah, haha, you can laugh it off, but some of the best ways to bring the truth out to the public is with humor, isn't it? So, and you know, it's just the Army Corps of Engineers, a military organization, pulling a stunt like this. It's just interesting, intriguing, peculiar. Something about this, I think there's a lot more to it that than meets the eye, you see? So, just keep that in mind. I think these kinds of soft disclosures are going to happen more and more, right? Just to get the public's consciousness prepared and to kind of take these things seriously. And the very last article, this one on extraterrestrial life, and I'm sure you've seen this one, it's been going around front page mainstream over the past few days, but it's on the Atacama being, this little tiny being that's like that big that was found in the Atacama Desert. That's why it's called Atacama, or Ata. But it's a little being, and apparently there was a study that came out of Stanford, a paper recently, that said that this little being was actually a deformed girl, and kind of naysaying it, just debunking it in a way. And I don't know if I agree with that Stanford report. I mean, lots of stuff that comes out of Stanford I question. You know, there's been studies all across the board, medical studies, physics studies, and whatnot, that are all debunking and fitting that stat quo establishment narrative that comes out of Stanford. So, and when I look at this being, straight up, I'm like, that even a deformed human, that skull structure, that bone structure, I mean, just look at the jaw and the eye, it doesn't look human. Even if there was some kind of mutation or pre-birth or something like that, I don't get any kind of human vibe from it. So when I saw this going around, I'm just thinking, who got paid off? I don't know what was going on that made them begin debunking this. Were they trying to, somebody out there fitting into that conspiracy debunking narrative, if you will, all the InfoWars sites that are placed. So I don't know. I still think this thing's alien. I think there's a lot more to this story than what they're telling us. And just look at that thing, man. Look at that thing. That is a friggin' alien. Telling you. And crazy enough, I mean, this isn't the only being that's been found on planet Earth here. And not the only evidence we have, of course, of extraterrestrials. We have all kinds of sightings and crop circles and experiencers and whatnot. But actual, like, bodies. Let's talk bodies. There's this one that's been found. There's the Nazca mummies that have been studied and reported on over the past couple of years. I've even heard stories of other beings that haven't been brought forth to the public yet and are being hidden. And then we have testimony of people like Emery Smith, who... Did he actually take this picture? I think he might have taken this picture. He has testimony of actually dissecting freaking tissue of extraterrestrial beings for classified corporate projects. So, again, all kinds of evidence, guys. Truly, expand your thinking. I've seen lately a few people having a tough time fitting the UFO, ET narratives into their worldviews, but truly, truly expand thinking in every regard, and in merging science and spirituality and religion and history and all these components. So let's do that. And really, expanding our thinking in all those areas is what's going to be necessary to find out what's going on here, because there's only one truth. There's only one truth, guys, and all we have, me, you, everybody else out there, are perspectives on that, are singular lenses, singular relative truths, as you can call them. It's all what we've had, what we've seen through experience and information we've come across. But there's only one truth, absolute truth. So we're just trying to all find that absolute truth, come to as close to it as we can, and that's going to require a lot of shedding of belief systems that have been programmed into us and what our ego wants to hold on to. So it's time to expand some thinking, guys. And that's it for this one. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, go follow me on Twitter, Gab, Instagram, Facebook, D2, BitChute, this channel on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share this video. Thank you guys for all of your support. through whatever you choose to support, whatever avenue. All the links to these articles, my social media accounts, and ways you can support will be down below. Here's till next time.